Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today. And today I'm going to be doing my MLB wildcard predictions as the MLB wildcard begins tomorrow at 2:08 when you have the Rangers and the Rays facing off as the 4 and 5 seed matchup. Whoever wins this series of a three-game series will go up against the Baltimore Orioles in the ALDS. I think it's going to be a great matchup between the two really good teams. I don't know who is on the mound for either one of these teams, but I'm going to get into my predictions for all these games, all these series, and let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the American League, and that's starting off with the Rangers and the Rays. So I think the Rays get it done in a three-game series. I think the Rays win Game 1. I think the Rangers win Game 2. And I think the Rays win Game 3, win or go home. And ultimately, I think that you get to see the Rangers go home and the Rays move on to face the Baltimore Orioles in the ALDS. So then you got the other team, the other series that faces off against the Houston Astros in the playoffs in the ALDS, and that is the Blue Jays and the Minnesota Twins. This will be an intriguing series for me to watch as an Astros fan, knowing whoever wins this series faces off against my team. Preferably, I'd rather see the Twins. Here's the fact here. Whoever wins this series, the Astros will be facing a former Houston Astros legend, whether it's Carlos Correa or it's George Springer. So the two former teammates are going off against each other, and Carlos Correa and George Springer. I think this will be a good series. I really do. I know a lot of people are underestimating the Minnesota Twins. I'm not going with the Minnesota Twins to win this series, but I do think that the Twins get one game in this series. I go with Minnesota winning the first game tomorrow, which is at 3:38, and getting the win. And then I have the Blue Jays winning the next two. So I think that you see the Rays win in 3 and the Blue Jays win in 3. So then you have the Blue Jays and the Astros in the ALDS, and you have the Rangers. Sorry, you have the Rays and the Orioles in the ALDS for the American League ALDS series. So then getting into the National League, you have two matchups in the National League tomorrow and throughout the next couple of days in the wild card, and that is the Brewers and the Diamondbacks, and then the Marlins and the Phillies. I'm going to go with another three-game series here. I have the Brewers winning the first game against the Diamondbacks. That game is tomorrow at 6:08. But then I think the Diamondbacks bounce back and beat the Brewers, and now there's a Game 3, winner go home, and I think the Brewers win it, and they go on to face the Brewers. So the Phillies and Marlins is the 4 and 5 seed. They face the Braves, and then the Brewers. The winner of that series, the Brewers and the Diamondbacks, would face the Dodgers. So I think the Brewers win in 3, and they go on to face the Dodgers in the NLDS. Then the Marlins and the Phillies. This is the only series out of the wild card that I don't have being a 3-game series. I think the Phillies win this series easily in 2 games, and I think the Phillies get it done in 2 games. So I have the Phillies winning both games at home, and I'll be interested to see how they do in this series against the Marlins. Do the Marlins put up a fight because they're a solid team? They fought to get in the postseason. So I think it could be very interesting to see if the Marlins can maybe hold off the Phillies. I've seen quite a bit of people taking the Marlins in this series, but I'm going to have to go with the Phillies, and I don't have the Marlins winning a game in this series. So ultimately, with my predictions, here would be the matchups in the AL and NLDSs. You'd have the Phillies and the Braves. You'd have the Phillies and the Braves. You'd have the Dodgers and the Brewers. So, I think it'd be a very intriguing. And then in the ALDS, you have the Astros and the Blue Jays, and then the Rays, and you'd have the Rays and the Orioles. So it would be intriguing AL and NLDS. So you guys know your thoughts on my wildcard predictions. You guys give me your wildcard predictions for the MLB playoffs, and let me know who you think is going to win the World Series. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.